Hi guys, today we're going to be unboxing some book mail. Remember in my last haul video when I said I needed to pump the brakes on book buying? I lied. So here we go. We're going to start with the smallest one first. Got my handy dandy knife. Okay. So the first one is from my local bookstore. It's one part of like 3 separate orders they had to send, but this is Saga Volume 9. I'm still waiting on 6, 7, and 8 in the mail. Those ones were all pre-owned, so I got them about half off. This one I think was full price. Oh wait, no, it's a little bent. This was pre-owned. So I got this for about like $5, which was a good deal. It's pretty much better than anywhere else I could buy graphic novels. I've now own the entire Saga collection. I'm just waiting on my last couple volumes in the mail still, but I love this series so much. I've talked about it on my channel a lot now, and I'm excited to have them all so I can finally read them all. I'm trying to pace myself with this series because I could definitely just like sit down on one Saturday and probably read them all, but I don't want it to be over that fast. They're just so good. Next up, we have Book of the Month. I told myself I wasn't going to buy Book of the Month this month for February, but the selection was really good and I couldn't resist. So let's open that up. That was satisfying. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh my goodness. Okay, so obviously my first selection was Honey Girl. This one was my main pick for the month. This was pretty much what made me decide, okay, yeah, I'm gonna get Book of the Month this month. This one just seemed so interesting and really different from anything else I've read. It has to do with like that sort of tropey romance thing where you go to Vegas and marry a stranger. But in this one, they're both women. So I thought that was kind of a fun spin on it. And the main character, Grace, is like straight A, hardworking, like high achiever type of person. So this is something completely out of her normal behavior, but she finds herself really buried under all the expectations of like her parents and her loved ones and stuff. And so after she finds herself married to this woman, she decides to visit her in New York for the summer and try to kind of escape reality for a while. So I think they kind of actually fall in love or develop actual feelings for each other, but she can't run away from reality forever, and so she has to kind of confront that. So I just thought this was really interesting. I don't know if this is technically like a romance novel. It seems kind of to be a little bit more like layered than that. So I'm really excited for this one. Next up is the add-on I chose for the month, and that is the Bad Muslim Discount. I don't know a lot about this one, but the cover is gorgeous. So that kind of drew me in, and the title as well. I was like, what's the Bad Muslim Discount? The little blurb at the top says that this story follows 2 families from Pakistan and Iraq in the 1990s to San Francisco in 2016. The Bad Muslim Discount is an inclusive comic novel about Muslim immigrants finding their way in modern America. So I just thought that sounded like really interesting. I really don't have a lot on my bookshelf representative of like the Muslim community in America and stuff. And I thought this would be a really interesting choice for the month. It's something I've never read before. So again, cover is gorgeous. Really excited for this one. Last up is another add-on, and I've actually, if you watched my January wrap-up, you actually know I've already listened to the audiobook for this, but I loved it so much I wanted to own it in hardcover, and that is Daisy Jones and the Six. I didn't actually like read this physically last month. I listened to the audiobook, which I highly recommend, but again, I loved it so much. I wanted to own it, and it's kind of hard to find a hardcover copy like at a bookstore. It's pretty much all in paperback now because it came out a couple years ago. This was actually the book of the year for Book of the Month in 2019. It's a really excellent book, and I'm really happy to have it on my bookshelf. If you don't know, it follows kind of like a Fleetwood Mac-y type of band in the 1970s and their rise to fame and their sort of like interpersonal relationships. And yeah, it was such a fun listen, and I'm definitely gonna want to reread it at some point. So very happy to have this. Next up, we have a book outlet box. This specifically says not to use a knife to open it, but I don't know how else to open it. So we're gonna take some risks today, and hopefully I don't cut a book. Be very careful. Oh my goodness, so much paper. I ordered this one a little while ago. I feel like book outlet orders kind of take a while to come in sometimes, so I don't totally remember everything about these books. So I will try to give you what I know. First up, I do remember a little bit about this one. I'm really excited. We have The Kingdom by Jess Rothenberg. One, again, cover gorgeous. I know I make a lot of cover buys, and I know you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but I'm a graphic designer, so I appreciate good cover art. This one is a like Disney Parks meets Westworld sort of situation. It's a YA novel. I'm expecting kind of like a fast read. And so the blurb says, glimmering like a jewel behind its gateway, the kingdom, trademarked, is an immersive fantasy theme park where guests soar on virtual dragons, castles loom like giants, and bioengineered species, formerly extinct, roam free. It's also home to the Fantasists, 7 beautiful android hybrid princesses whose sole purpose it is to make dreams come true. This sounds so fun. I love Westworld. I grew up on Disney. This seems like a really fun sort of like nightmare combination of the two. So I'm really excited about this one. This next one is a contemporary romance, I believe, More Than Maybe. I think this one is also YA. Might deal with like college students, I'm not sure. And this one says, growing up under his punk rocker dad's spotlight, 18-year-old Luke Greenlee knows fame and wants nothing to do with it. His real love isn't in front of a crowd, it's on the page. Hiding his gift and secretly hoarding songs in his bedroom at night, he prefers the anonymous comfort of the podcast he co-hosts with Cullen, his outgoing and meddling twin, who's in a fairy tale perfect relationship with Luke's best friend, Zach. But it's not Luke's only secret. He also has a major unrequited crush on music blogger Vada Carswell. This has to do with like a mutual love of music. It seems really cute. Again, I don't know a whole lot about this one, but it was a good deal, so I picked it up. And if you've watched any of my previous videos, you know, I really like Christina Lauren's romance books. I find them really cute and really well done. Book Outlet also had The Honey Don't List and Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. I don't know a whole lot about them. I kind of just saw that they were available on Book Outlet and I snapped them up. I'm pretty sure The Honey Don't List has to do with like a home reno show kind of thing, like Fixer Upper-esque. I don't think it's about the main couple on the show though. From what I remember, I believe they don't quite like each other actually. This sounded really fun. I love home renovation shows like HGTV and stuff. I thought this would be like a cute little twist on that. And this one I literally know like absolutely nothing about. It was a good price and it was Christina Lauren, so I picked it up. But yeah, so I'm excited to add these to my Christina Lauren collection. And I don't know when I'll get to them. This one kind of gives me February vibes because the heart. My February TBR is already ridiculous, but I might try to squeeze this one in. I might swap something out for it because that's just so cute. Last up, we have Once Upon a River by Diane Sutterfield. I've seen this book a lot in the bookstore, and the cover always kind of drew me in, but I was always kind of unsure. So when I saw it on Book Outlet, it was a good price, and I was like, okay, I'm finally gonna grab it. It's paperback. I usually prefer hardcovers, but I was fine with this. This has to do with one night in an inn, a grievously wounded stranger busts in and she's got a lifeless body of a small child in her arms, but a couple hours later the little girl starts to breathe. So the whole town is like, is this a miracle? Like, what just happened? Can science provide an explanation? So it's got a very mysterious thing kind of going on, and the whole town is like trying to figure out what exactly happened. The child herself is mute and unable to like answer any questions about where she came from, who she belongs to. So it's got kind of like a magical realism element to it that I'm really intrigued by. I'm not quite sure when I'll pick this up, but it sounds really cool. I haven't really heard a lot about this, so I'm definitely interested in giving it a read. And that wraps up all the book mail. I'm gonna really seriously try to stop buying so many books now, but I've come to just sort of realize that book reading and book buying are two separate hobbies, and it's been a rough year, so it could be worse. It could be worse. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys are reading down in the comments below, and yeah, have a great day. Bye.